Hey, it's Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Your Oils podcast, now with the Digital Network. How's it going, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, lots of things always happening with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. Roll it out. We meet every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific, to foam roll our aerial problems away. This has changed my practice so much. I am no longer in chronic pain. I figured out a way to maintain my aerial body. I would love to see you. We do Zoom, we gossip, we chat. I'm able to focus in on your problems because it's still a pretty small class, and I'd love to have you there. Please go to the show notes to sign up. And if you wanted to do any of the other resources that I have on my website, I have a full comprehensive beginner to intermediate silks course, especially if you're kind of out there teaching yourself on a home rig or something like that. A lot of guidance for you guys. 12 modules. It touches everything. So that might be great for you. Also, we have aerial rehab, which is for postpartum, post-injury, post-surgery, meant to be the bridge between PT and your favorite aerial class. So check that out. Of course, I have a free mini course if you want to just get to know my style. All right, guys, today we have Laynee Thomas. Oh my goodness, this woman has a 1-week baby and she carved out the time for us. She talks all about how she threw up like crazy her first trimester, and she trained throughout her entire pregnancy. She comes to us from Utah. Let's get started. Hi, Laynee. We have a lot going on this morning, so this is the first podcast that I'm recording in my new, me and my family just moved to Texas from California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And my little bean here, who is almost 5, she's been very whiny in the mornings. I think she's just getting her feet underneath her as well.
That would make sense.
And then I don't have my desk yet, so my computer and this is probably why it's glitching, and my microphone are propped up on a cardboard box, and they're obviously mad. My inanimate objects are mad that they don't have a cushy desk. So. Are you okay, Bean? Okay, can you let me do this podcast? I need to get this done. Okay? Yeah. Let's ask Laynee about her. Okay, so Laynee, if you would introduce yourself to the audience, your full name, where you live, a little bit about your family, a little bit about your practice, your aerial practice, and then I'll jump in.
Okay, so my name's Laynee Thomas. I am 22 years old, and I just had my first daughter. She's almost 2 weeks. I've been doing aerial for about 12 years. And then I've been coaching it. I've been running my own practice for the last 5-ish years. And so I'm in charge of the aerial program at Edge Sports Tumbling and Cheer, located in Willard, Utah. And then my family, me and my husband got married almost 2 years ago. And then I have a beautiful stepdaughter who's 7, and then my 2-week-old.
How old did you say you were?
22.
Oh my God, you've got it so together compared to when I was 22. Holy moly. You know, I'm noticing that about Gen Z. You guys have it together. I did not have it together.
And Mom's big.
It depends on the day.
I mean, when I was 22, I was partying, just dazed and confused. And then, yeah.
And then you had me.
Yeah, well, I had you many years later, but I've had a lot of conversations with Gen Z about how maybe they watched Gen X and millennials just not get it right, and then you guys are starting families at the right time.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I think it helped having a stepdaughter to where we kind of just jumped into the family process. So
I love this. Okay, You are in Utah. So what I hear is that Utah's aerial scene is growing.
It is. Yeah, when I
Yeah.
started, you literally had to show people videos because they had no idea what it was. And now you can just say, oh, it's the fabric from the ceiling or the metal hoop. And it gets caught on a lot quicker. So there's still a lot of explaining that has to go on, but it's a lot more familiar now. So you could even go have a conversation with someone, then be like, oh, well, my child wants to try that.
Yeah. And you guys have kids classes and adult classes at the studio that you're at?
Yes. Yes. So I
Okay.
focus on kids classes, but I do adult classes occasionally. We're trying
Okay.
out a 8-week class because we do year-round enrollments instead of a drop-in. So adults just don't like the year-round stuff. So they normally do about 8 weeks and then they're like, okay, family life's busy enough.
Oh, that'll shift. That'll shift. Then you're gonna get you'll eventually get the people who are just like, this is my mental health time, this is my time. It'll happen. It'll happen. We had for a studio, I was at a studio for almost 10 years that didn't have a kids program, and it was all adults, all normal people. So
Oh, wow.
you guys will get there, I think. Okay, and let's talk about the most recent. You just had a squish.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, let's work backwards. How are you feeling today?
A little bit tired, sore in my lower regions, but that's normal.
Yeah, did you have a C-section or a vaginal delivery?
Vaginal.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the beginning of this origin story. Did you guys plan to have a baby?
Yes.
Okay. So how long did it take to get pregnant?
We honestly didn't. It didn't take too long. Because we started trying right around the holidays, and then we found out right before Christmas. So, it only took like a month or two, which was
That's
nice.
so sweet. Yeah, after you've decided that you want a
Yeah.
baby. And then that first trimester, how did it feel?
First trimester sucked.
Were you sick?
Yes, I was very sick. I was nauseous. I threw up about halfway into my second trimester.
Oh man, you
Every
had it
day,
bad.
half the day. Yeah, it was rough.
So actually throwing up, not just nausea.
Yes, actually throwing up.
How many times a day?
It depended on the day.
Like, what's the worst? What was the worst day?
The worst day, I probably threw up all day. I'm like, I don't even know how many times because you just lose count after the first couple times.
Yeah, I didn't throw up with my morning sickness. I just had nausea. And sometimes I would say that throwing up is worse, but nausea is really bad too
The
because you're
nausea's
like,
worse.
you think? Yeah, because you're
Yeah.
just like, let this be over, and then it isn't over until you throw up. And so if you don't throw up,
At least with the throw up, you get a little bit of relief in between. Whereas with the nausea, it's just you're miserable the whole time.
And what tools did you use, and were they at all helpful to combat the throwing up?
I unfortunately didn't have a lot of tools. I tried changing my diet. That worked a little bit, but not enough to make a difference. So I would eat vegetables for breakfast because I could not keep anything else down in the morning.
Okay, that is odd. I've never heard, like, I've been doing this podcast for a long time. I've never heard that. Everybody else is like crackers and bread.
Yeah, no,
chips.
I tried those and I threw them all up. No, I could eat cucumbers and celery. So I ate cucumbers and celery for about.
I mean, that's great if you're on a diet, but you're trying to feed a baby too.
Yes. Yep. And so for about 2 months, all I could eat were vegetables for breakfast. And even though I love vegetables, it kind of gets a little bit tiring. I just wanted cereal. And of course, I could not eat cereal.
Because it would just make your nausea worse.
Yes. And so that was a big thing. I ended up getting throw up bags off of Amazon.
Yep, like the ones with the circle.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And those were very nice. I kept a couple in my bag for work and for just going about my day-to-day life, and that was super nice. I was like, okay,
it's like
that one's done.
It's like a little doggy bag for your vomit.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
I have them for my toddler from my pediatrician.
But it was so nice because you can clamp off the smell too. So after you it and then clamp it, and you don't smell it, and it's great.
Oh my God, the things that we talk about when we're becoming moms. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna, because this is the info that people are here asking for. If you were to give any of the ladies out there advice on first trimester, morning sickness, what would it be?
For me, the things that helped me the most, I was actually not nauseous when I was in the air. It was so random.
So backwards.
Yes. And you would think that it would increase. You would think that it was you'd literally not go in the air just because of how nauseous you were. But no, that was one of the few times I wasn't nauseous. And then the other thing that helped me is I actually went to a Chinese herbalist. And he ended up doing nausea allergy treatments on me. And it was so helpful because he's like, if you're feeling this nauseous, you're allergic to a bunch of stuff.
Oh.
And so we did allergy treatments for about 2 months, and the nausea finally went down. It disappeared completely. It was so nice. And so that was very helpful for me. And I could see the decrease in my nausea. So instead of throwing up every single day, half the day, all day, I threw up once a week right around my appointment when my body was just trying to get rid of the allergy. And then I was able to move on with my week. And so that was super nice for me.
Oh, wow. Literally, again, never heard about this. So what were you allergic to?
Literally all of my hormones. So everything that increases during pregnancy. Yeah.
So this Chinese medicine guy, does he say that many women, did he ever say that first trimester morning sickness is our body's way of having an allergic reaction to hormones?
Because a little bit of nausea is normal, is what he was saying. But but when it gets to the point where you can't keep anything down, or it's harder to keep stuff down, and you're just throwing up most of your day, he's like, that's when you know that you've got the allergies. It's just, you feel miserable all the time. And he's like, so in order to get rid of it, you've got to do the allergy treatments. Like for me, I don't know if my baby would have survived if I didn't do the allergy treatments because of how much of my hormones I was allergic to.
Okay, my mind is blown right now. See, this is why I don't plan these freaking interviews, because this is what happens. I'm just like, I am mind blown. So hyperemesis, did you technically have a hyperemesis or no?
No.
Or do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, hyperemesis is what Western medicine, there's a standard. Like if you are sick a certain amount more,
okay,
then it's called hyperemesis versus morning sickness.
Okay.
So this is why.
Yeah, I never got diagnosed with that. The doctors were just like, it's normal.
Yeah, doctors are not always that helpful, but like that's why the functional medicine is so important, because the Western and the Eastern married together is so much better than just one on its own, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm so glad also that I asked you your advice, because maybe you wouldn't have said that. Oh my God. Ladies, my mind is blown, and maybe if you're dealing with postpartum or whatever, you're throwing up, this might be something to go down that road. Okay. So it finally subsided in your second trimester.
Yes.
And did you have like an incredible second trimester because of this?
About halfway through, once the nausea was officially done, I felt great. I'm like, that was probably my favorite part, was that end of second trimester, beginning of third trimester. Just it was my happy time.
Yeah, because you're like, I'm in this pregnancy, I want this pregnancy, and I feel like a normal person for the first time.
And it was so incredible, because that's when the baby starts getting more active. And so you just feel the kicks, and they don't hurt yet. And it's crazy.
Lainey, did you enjoy pregnancy?
It depended on the day.
Okay. Because I did not, even when it was great.
Yeah, no, when I felt good, I loved it.
Okay, you were like, I'm a mama, my belly's growing, I'm the giver of life, all that.
See, except I didn't even start gaining a belly until about like 32 weeks.
Oh, I mean, the thing is, you probably were not malnourished, but you couldn't keep your calories in you.
No,
right?
And
Was that like a problem?
I could keep my calories in with doing the allergy treatments. It was a little bit harder, but I was still able to eat more than what I could before. But no, just my body type.
Are you already petite?
Yes.
Okay.
And so they're like, yeah, you're carrying the same size baby as everyone else. It's just she's growing longer instead of pushing out more.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And so,
this is a very random question. Do you have a long torso?
yes.
See? You know what? I have a very short torso, and this being was like living on the outside of me. There's no space like in my rib cage, like, and my organs. So, oh my goodness, I wish I could. Maybe I'll send you this picture right now. When I was like about ready to pop, she was so far outside of my body, whereas like you and my friend Rachel, like when she was ready to pop, like there was such like a nook for the baby inside the body.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I
so
could
that's why. There you
in
go.
my jeans up until 38 weeks.
What were your feelings about that?
I kind of felt really cool.
I did not expect that.
Like, honestly, it was a little bit sad, because I was like, okay, I'm not growing as much. I'm not seeing the big baby bump, but at the same time, I didn't need to buy maternity clothes. I'm like, I wore my leggings after 38 weeks every single day, because I could still fit in my leggings up until the end. But even like my jeans, for me, I loved wearing my jeans. And so it was nice just to wear my cute clothes and not really care. I had to adjust some of my clothes, so I couldn't wear all of them, but it was super nice. But you would have people come up to me all the time being like, so how far along are you? And I would tell them, I'm like, I'm 38 weeks. And they're like, you're not big enough to be 38 weeks. And so I would get a lot of comments like those. Oh, wow. Yeah, your bump was a lot bigger than mine.
Okay, my bump is bigger than anybody I knew. Just like the amount is like, you can see where I'm holding my shirt up and then where my hips end. Like, she's literally on the outside of me. She's on the outside of my hips. Lady. Okay, now that we've gotten over the shock of my belly picture, I don't usually, in the middle of recording, send one of my...
Well, but I do.
Yeah, you do. I don't normally send my belly picture, but Lainey was saying that she could still fit into her jeans. And, like...
Why can we not see Layne?
Yeah, so I sent you a picture of me at 39 weeks.
Okay, because I don't have the video on, but she sent me a photo. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah.
Look.
Can you see?
Look. Who is that?
You still have a cute bump, but yeah, that cute bump could have been like a second trimester bump.
Look. Is that her kid?
Oh, yeah. And that's what everyone kept telling me. Like, my brothers got married, and one of them, a bunch of bridesmaids were pregnant, and one of them was due around the same time as me, and I could just fit in my normal clothes, and for her bump was about the size of your bump, and we were second trimester. Like, it was
But also,
crazy.
like, my belly looks like a cone. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so stretched out. It's not even round anymore.
Yeah.
When did things start popping? Like, how was...
On my birthday.
When did you start, like, having this baby?
I'm not talking about my birthday.
So I actually started my labor on a Sunday night. We went to labor and delivery, and they're like, all right, try and walk her out. I was dilated to a 3 and about 75% effaced. And we spent half the night walking around the hospital, and she still wasn't coming, so they sent me home to labor. And Wednesday came, and I still hadn't gone into labor, but the contractions got a lot worse.
Wait, you had been, like, dilated to 2 centimeters for like 3 days? Whoa.
Uh-huh.
That's also not normally what I hear.
Yeah, so I went back into labor and delivery on Wednesday, and same thing. They're like, okay, we're going to see if it increases, because I was having quite a bit of pain. And nothing increased. The baby was still really healthy, and she hadn't come yet. And so they sent me back home, and my appointment was the next morning.
They sent you back home again?
Uh-huh. Yep, because I wasn't increasing. And so they're like, we don't want to induce you if we don't have to, especially where you haven't hit your due date yet. And so I went to my appointment the next morning, and my midwife, because I had a midwife, was like, oh my goodness, let's just get this baby out. And so she did a membrane sweep, and a couple hours later, I went back to the hospital and then had my baby that night. So.
Okay, so you didn't need any induction at all after that?
No, they just did the membrane sweep.
Can you explain for my listeners exactly what that is?
They stick their fingers in your vagina, and they move it around to where it just gets things moving, and it's kind of awkward, but it's not painful. It's literally just they're fingering you, pretty much. Like,
they're getting things agitated. They're agitating things. They're like stirring the pot.
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly kind of what they're doing. It feels like a stirring motion. And so they're literally just getting things moving, getting things to where they'll start contracting more.
Okay.
And it's just awkward.
Yeah, but I love that it worked and you didn't have to, be medicated for an induction because
Yes.
it's worse.
Yes. And that was very nice.
Okay. And did you have what did you choose for your birth? Did you do hospital, laying in the bed? Did you have a
So
epidural?
I did the hospital, and I definitely did the epidural.
Okay, yes, me too.
Yes, I am never gonna think about a natural birth again.
You thought about it.
Yes.
And what made you change your mind? Just being there and being like, this is too. Well, you were laboring for days.
Yes, I was not only laboring for about a week, but I did a stem cell treatment on my back about a year ago. And a bunch of the labor pains for me were back pains.
Oh.
So they were very similar to my stem cell treatment, and I did not like that at all. And so,
Okay.
but I guess during the last week while I was laboring, my baby decided to turn and face the opposite way. And so it gave me all of the back pain instead of just the front cramps. And so they got her turned around during the birth, but yep, it took a little bit.
So the baby didn't breach. The baby just literally faced
The opposite way. Yeah,
which is your belly. No. Your back.
So yes. So she was facing my back.
That's right, because when I got my C-section, the baby's face was up towards the belly. Okay, yeah. So it just created different types of pain for you.
Yes.
And it was was it just like a ache that never went away throughout the days?
Yeah, in a way. But it was more sharp, stabby pain that didn't go away. And so, like I said, it felt like when I did my stem cell treatment on my back, which is an experimental back treatment.
Okay. Did you have a muscular issue before?
I had a bulging disc and an annular tear over L4, L5, S1.
Oh my God. And did you have an accident or something?
I hit my back too hard on the lyra doing a cool trick.
Oh.
So it was fun. It just had some consequences. And
yeah. Okay, well, that's what happens sometimes. Laynee, you're giving me a lot of firsts on this podcast, and I have been doing this for 4 years.
Well, there we go.
So you're special in a way.
Yeah.
Okay, so baby came out. Did you have any tearing?
Just skin tearing, but no muscle.
Okay, and how big was your baby when she came out?
She was 6 pounds, 3 ounces, and then 19 1/4 inches.
Is that long?
Apparently it's really long for a baby.
Yeah.
But they were like, she's so tall.
I just saw a picture of you. You're not super tall.
No, I am about the average person height.
And how about your husband?
He's a little bit taller than me.
Yeah. Who knows about this? Because Bean is actually not super short for her percentile, and then me and Asa are not that tall, so who knows?
Yeah.
Who the heck knows? Okay, so you're a mom.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your postpartum. Please, when she first came home.
I was gonna say I felt really great the first day or two, which is really weird to say. But I got done with my labor and I felt great. I had one foot that was numb, so I went and took a shower, and they're like, we're surprised you're up and walking already, but whatever. And so they got me sent home the next day, and I felt great. I was glad to be home. I didn't really have too much of the pain that I was expecting. A little bit of uncomfortableness when I sat, just because I had the diaper on. So it was just really awkward. And then the pain didn't really start until like 2 to 3 days after. And so that's when I started getting the abdominal cramps and then just the burning when I pee. And so besides that, I really haven't had too much of the postpartum stuff. My husband does check-ins with me and make sure that I'm still in a good mood, that the postpartum depression hasn't hit or anxiety. And so that's been really nice, is he'll just do check-ins with me and be like, okay, how are you feeling? And so that's been really nice. But it's like I told him, I feel like I've been on a high after birth.
Yeah, this is so good. Well, also, you're probably not allergic to your hormones anymore.
Yes, and that's been really nice.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that, like, in a very short amount of time, like in the relative is that people are so aware of postpartum anxiety
and not see her.
Postpartum, like,
My wife could not see her.
mental disorder.
My wife could not see her. She looks like a teenager.
She's a mom, but she's a young mom.
She looks like a teenager for real life.
For real, she does. She's saying you look like the fountain of youth, Laynee. That's what she's saying.
Well, that's great. I get told I'm going to look really good when I'm old because I'll stay young forever. So
yeah. I'm so glad that times have changed, because it was just a dark place for women before, when they didn't even know. It was postpartum depression.
A teenager like my friend Ozzy.
Oh, Ozzy's a real teenager. Laynee's not a teenager. She's an adult, and she has a baby. Did you know that? That's why we're having this conversation, because she just had a baby.
I was already kicking mom.
You were kicking mommy. I'm just, like, so fully impressed that I've got all these moms coming on this podcast in the fog of their like, the baby's literally so fresh out of their bodies. I say this because I did have postpartum disorder, and it was just, like, so hard that time. But this one right here, she didn't like to sleep at all. So I was delirious. Are you getting, like, ish sleep?
Oh, I am getting lots of sleep. My baby has had 2 sleepless nights. And my husband...
You mean like she slept through the whole thing?
Well, last night she definitely slept all night.
What?
But there's been 2 nights where she just has been wide awake and hasn't slept at all. And so my husband's luckily a night person and taking care of her.
Are you guys, like, how are you feeding baby?
I'm breastfeeding.
Okay, but you're doing bottles, and the baby also does bottles. So she wouldn't take a bottle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that means whenever she needed to eat, I was on duty. And then she wouldn't even take, like, if I pumped the breast milk into the bottle and then hand it to my partner, she wouldn't drink it out of the bottle.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, she's been an angel when it's come to being fed.
But you know what I also think? And I'm not super spiritual, but this is what I think. I feel like if you have it really hard in one way, universe gives you a pass on something else. Like, you threw up like a crazy person.
Yep.
And then the gods were like, you can sleep now. Laynee, so, let's do a check-in. We didn't talk about Ariel at all, but let's do a check-in. Hey, do this for me. Can you message me when you go back to your Ariel practice?
Uh-huh.
And then we can do a check-in.
Yeah, I am planning on going back in about 2 weeks for my competition class. And
Are you
easing
teaching
back
that class, you
into it.
mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So my current coach who's there is actually in that class.
Okay.
And so she's been coaching that class too. But I'm going to go back and coach my competition kids and then ease back into it.
So you have like an 18-year-old subbing for you, basically?
No, she is 23.
Oh, okay. But then also in the competition class.
Yes.
One last question. Did you train throughout your pregnancy at all?
Yes. I trained my whole pregnancy.
Even when you're sick?
Yes.
Girl. It's amazing. Okay, Laynee, we're going to put a plug in it right now, and then we'll do another one on your training and stuff. But thank you so much for being here with your fresh squish. Thank you so much, Laynee, for carving out the time. I am still shocked and awed that people do this for this podcast. So I appreciate you, and we'll do a check-in when you go back to your aerial practice.
My friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. If you'd like to be in the podcast, just send me a DM or email me, Carrie@wrapyourheadaroundsilks.com. This is for you guys. It's for the worldwide community. So if you have a story that you'd love to share, please reach out. I'd love to have you as a virtual student. So if you go to the show notes, there's links for all of my online resources, free mini course, comprehensive beginner to intermediate, and aerial rehab as well. I'd love to have you guys there. And check out Greener Grass. It's the podcast that I do with Kelly McVeigh. And we talk about so many things that you might care about. And then we also just gab. We have so much fun. Please leave me a 5-star rating and review. It makes such a huge difference. So I would appreciate that with all of my heart. And thank you so much for tuning in and listening. Over and out. This is Carrie with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Herbalist.
Open up.